It's recording now.
So the question was,
can any of your wines accompany anything cuisine
outside of gastronomy? Obviously, we pride ourselves into producing some of the best wines in the world. Each of them in their own category. So when we talk about our chateaus, we produce Mouton Rothschild, First Growth of Pauillac, Château d'Armagnac, Château Clermont. We co-produce Opus One with Robert Mondavi Winery, which is Constellation today, and we are also the joint venture. We have also our joint venture in Chile with Concha German called Almaviva. So those chateau wines, those estate wines, are probably very much linked into gastronomy. We have also our branded wines that we produce in Bordeaux, in Languedoc, and in Chile.
In Languedoc too. That's an interesting choice for such a prestigious house.
And actually, that was the first choice of the Baroness, one of the first choices of the Baroness back in 1995, because she has felt that there was a growing demand for varietal wines in the world, and therefore she went to London to produce single varietal wines.
Single varietal wines.
And that was the first time that the company was working outside Bordeaux. And the same year, she also went to Chile to make Chilean wines, first for South America, and then in 2000 we extended the distribution worldwide. So those wines are actually very much involved into the day-to-day life. Into some of them are actually being served in gastronomy, like Mouton Calais, like Espedo, and that wine goes very well.
Now, is that a wine connoisseur speaking, or is that I don't hate to say it, but is that a wine connoisseur speaking?
No, that's not a sales speech. Is
Okay.
that what you're saying? No, actually, that's I actually realized that having an Indian dinner with an Indian family in the middle of Nigeria, in Africa, and we were eating spicy food, and they actually poured me the wine of the company I work for, which is Mouton Calais white instead of Mouton Calais red. And my first reaction was surprised, because I thought we should be drinking red wine with spicy food. But they say, you should try the white. So it's actually some of our partners, distributors and clients that actually told us this wine, Mouton Calais white, is actually perfect for spicy food. And actually, and since then I experienced it. It's very good also with sushi and so on. I think one thing that we like very much is the fact that in Bordeaux we make blends. And very often when I do some presentation in America, I often say those wines, Mouton Calais white, red, and rosé, they are blends. Of course, because we're French people, we make things complicated. But the fact that we have those blends of varietals, we're able to accommodate a large variety of food. So we're not talking about just about one sector, one area of restaurants, like the big gastronomy, only just like Christmas time or whatever. Our wines are able to accommodate a lot of different areas, a lot of different meals and so on. To take the example of Mouton Calais white again, you have a blend of Sauvignon, Sémillon, and Muscadin. But mostly Sauvignon to have a really nice, crisp and fresh one. And because of that, it goes very well with oysters, with fish. But also you've got some Sémillon, who's going to bring a lot of body into the wine.
Right.
To finish with a bit of Muscadin. And because of that, it goes also very well with white meats and with spicy food. So it's a wide range.
One of the to shift a little bit of the so interesting about the history of your company is that in its day it was such a maverick. I mean, it was the maverick of Bordeaux.
Exactly.
Bottling at.
The Baron Philippe was the maverick, the champion of Médoc. When he arrived in Mouton, he was age 20. And was back in 1922. He didn't know. He was nothing like a wine guru. He didn't know anything about wine. He was a playboy. He was the son of a banker. He was driving fast cars. He was racing around on the road. But he had very little knowledge of wine. But he was a man of vision, and very soon he realized that Mouton Rothschild was carrying his name, and therefore you should do it from start to finish. Because at that time, all the estates in Bordeaux, they were actually harvesting, vinifying their wine, putting it into a barrel, and then selling it to negociants.
Negociant, yeah.
And if you look at all labels from that time, you'll see always the name of the property and the name of the negociant.
The negociant.
Because that was the negociant that would finish the maturing, that would bottle it, and that would label the bottle.
Yeah, I saw that in Chartrand, the Musée de Négociant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And you see that, for example, for Chateau Latour, you've got 15 different tables, 20 different tables. And most probably at that time, you had 20 different Chateau Latour. Because each negociant was making his own maturing, his own bottling, and his own labeling.
Yeah, so in essence, you wouldn't have 20 different winemakers, but you'd have 20 different wine...
The thing is that
that's a very good point.
I think at that time, winemaking was considered to be from, let's say, from harvest to putting the wine into barrels. But the barrel maturing, which is a very important stage, obviously, was actually just delegated to the negociant and bottling as well. So the issue was the issue of quality, because at that time, what can tell you that this bottle of wine of that specific estate is only 100% of that specific estate? You never know. So the Baron Philippe said, I want to ensure quality for my consumer.
Okay, yeah.
So I want to do it myself, and I want to do it from start to finish. It's a bit like the famous chef. It's a bit if you were to go to Thomas Keller, to the French Laundry, and he will bring you the raw ingredients and tell you, okay, you do the recipe yourself. It's not exactly what gastronomy is all about. Right?
Yes, that's
so
true.
The Baron Philippe was the first one to have that vision. And that's why 2 years after, only 2 years after, he introduced the full chateau bottling.
Oh.
So 1924, this is the very first vintage where...
That's very quick. So if an English guy arrives in Bordeaux with all this centuries of history, and then within 2 years he turns everything upside down, that's amazing.
That's amazing. But actually, Philippe was not English, actually. He was French.
Oh, he was French, okay.
So,
sorry.
let's recap into the history.
Okay. I'm confusing all the English history here in Bordeaux.
And let's stop for a minute. Do you want us to taste any wine?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to.